Well, Juanita Skillman is back with us. Haven't seen you for a while. Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
Always good to see you. Welcome.
Appreciate it.
And today, your main topic is going to be media and communications. You're on that committee.
Yes, I chair the Communications Committee for United, which means that I am on the GRF Media Communications Committee.
Right.
And there are some exciting things happening that we want to get out to all of our residents. First of all, we have some slides that show what the mission is.
Yes.
This is what the Media Communications Department is all about. And for residents who don't know, this is a little bit new. We have now formed it, VMS has formed it as a separate department. And it also includes broadband. So any of the media communications to keep our community as informed as possible. And that is what is a real challenge.
Right.
As the next slide shows, we've got about 18,800 village residents. And we regularly do our e-blasts and the things that we put out on internet to about 11,900, which means 72,782 residents don't use the internet.
You're right.
And we do so much electronically now. And so that means, I'm missing a page here, there we go. Approximately 6,900 residents aren't subscribed to electronic communications. They don't have internet, they don't have a smartphone, they don't there, and so we're not reaching them. And it just, simple math tells us that 1/3 of the residents aren't being reached via our current communication program. And this is bothering. I mean, we want to get out to everybody. So how are we going to do that? And so another one.
Yeah, on the next slide,
There we go.
The magazine coming up.
People are familiar now with the Village Breeze, which is just a paper form, or it's electronic, and has been very well received for the last couple of years. But we are going to a new Village Breeze, which is going to be a 64-page, 4-color magazine.
Right. And what we're showing, by the way, as it says on there, this is just a
right,
mock-up
that
version
probably
of this.
will not be what it looks like, but just to show you what it's going to
give an overview
be.
of that. And then on the slide we're looking at here, this is what kind of the 6 pillars, so to speak.
Exactly, of our communication program.
Term.
We've got broadcast, which is
Yeah.
TV6 and cable. We've got the weekly e-blast, the Village Breeze, and targeted emails that we send out. If there's a power outage in one section of the village, we communicate with them and let them know that it's coming. We've got literature racks in the various clubhouses, the library, that we put physical things in. The website, of course, is continually updated, social media, and all of our governance agendas, reports, minutes, et cetera, are all available electronically. But for those who can't access us electronically, they're feeling kind of left out. And so we're hoping this new Breeze, which will be delivered to every manor by the post office, will help to take that, and everybody will get the information.
Okay, and on the next slide, it's some of the benefits that you get.
Yeah, well, but there's one more that's very important.
Oh, that's right. One more of the...
It's not costing us
And this is what you're looking at here. Yeah.
We have a partnership with Saddleback Memorial Care, and they are picking up the costs for the printing and the postage. And of course, it's not first-class mail; it's a regular bulk mail. But it keeps all of our information in one part. We hope, and everybody will read it and look at it. Hopefully, develop a sense of community. And the bonus thing we have is that Memorial Care is putting it in all of their 22 medical sites throughout Orange County, so that we have an outreach to potential new residents.
All right.
And hopefully that. Now, these are just some of the things that we're going to see in it. Something Q&A, questions asked, problems solved, things that come up on a regular basis. This comes out every other month. And we try to answer what are the big issues that are in the village at that time. Resident Services has things that are of interest to all of our residents and things they need to know about, and we find more and more that they don't realize things like insurance. They don't know how to solve problems, that kind of thing. So hopefully this will help there. And then we will feature in each of the issue some of our residents. In this particular first issue, it's going to be Carmen and Dorothy Pasella. And they are a very active couple in the community. Dorothy is one of our docents, and she's also on VMS. And Carmen is a advisor on our Media Communications Committee. So there are all kinds of good things that they do, and this just kind of helps people know what's available. Then there are going to be things that we all need to know. And one of the first ones of these is on recycling. We have a big problem in this community with recycling. We have the big bins that are out there, or in Third, they have their own bins that they pull out. And so this, in picture form, shows you what can you recycle. And you might notice up in the right-hand corner, it's in 2 different languages as well. It's going to be in Mandarin and Farsi. And it shows you all the things you can recycle, and then it shows you down below the things you can't recycle. And one of the things that was a surprise to me, not that I do it, but I would never think, plastic and metal hangers cannot be recycled. You can take those back to your dry cleaners,
yes,
whatever,
you can. Yeah.
but you don't put them in the recycle bin.
Okay.
So we have a problem with the recycling, and when things are put in that should not be, it contaminates the recycling, and then everything in that big bin cannot be recycled, has to go into the trash, and it defeats the whole purpose. So we're hoping our residents with something visual like this will be able to work with the program and do a lot better. And then another thing that is coming and we need to get ready for, and we will be doing more and more, and I'm sure there'll be quite a bit here on TV6, and that's the 2020 census. Every 10 years we do a census, and this is a government-sponsored program, but it's so important that everybody gets counted. And the Census Bureau, I'm on a committee for this, basically says that the 2 groups that are most undercounted are foreign language groups, other cultures, and senior citizens for some reason. And it's so important here in the village that we all get counted. And we want to get the word out in every different language so that they know that they do need to participate, they should participate. And of course, all of our seniors, because it makes a big difference. It determines how many legislators we're going to have in the House of Representatives.
Right.
The numbers make a big difference in the funding that we get from all kinds of different government programs. And so everybody needs to get counted. And this year, instead of just people walking around physically doing the census, they're trying to do as much of it as they can electronically. And it's either by phone, by mail, or responding online. So everybody's going to get the information. If you turn it in, if you go online and fill it out, or if you mail it in, then you will not be visited by an enumerator. But if you don't, we will know, and then they will send somebody out to your door to get the information. So we're hoping that this will help. And the other thing that I don't have a slide on, but I want to remind everybody, is that the voting is different this year. Now, California has its primary in March on Super Tuesday this year, not in June, as most of us are used to. And You need to be registered to vote, but it's not going to be your usual polling places that we have gotten used to here in the village at the different clubhouses. That's not the way it's going to happen. First of all, they're encouraging people to vote by mail. Everybody will get a ballot by mail, and if they turn it in, that's great. And otherwise, they have to go to these special polling places that they'll have set
Right.
up. And we will, of course, advertise all where those are if you want to go do it in person. But the easy way is to do it by mail. So we hope people will
Right.
fill
And
those out and send it
Last
back.
week, we had the Registrar of Voters on, Neil Kelly, along with Lisa Bartlett, and went over that. And for this area, really all the areas, they're still coming up with the places that they're going to be. 'Cause I
Right,
asked
we're a
them
little
that.
behind,
Yeah.
I'm afraid. There's been a lot on the news about some of the problems with it too. I know, I think Santa Monica, one of the ones up in LA is fighting it because they say there's not enough names on the ballot. You have to go to a separate sheet, and if they don't do that, then those people that are on the separate sheet don't get counted or
Right,
voted.
right.
So anyway, there are still kinks being worked out, and that's why it's not all
Okay.
out, but it will be.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing we wanted to go, and one more thing. Finally, we've been promising.
Right.
6 months, the task force has been working, and we now have a new, what we called handyman program. You can call it a honey-do program. It's through neighboring, and it's something that you don't have to subscribe to and pay up front,
Right.
like we did with the other ones. And it's strictly through those, and all of these wonderful, easily 1, 2, 3 steps. And what all the things are that they do will be on these flyers that you'll be able to pick up downstairs
Right,
at
they're a
the
good
reception
company.
desk or whatever.
We've had the owner on, Josh Mundell. We've used him at our house before. And one thing I want to ask now, of course, this is with United, correct? However, anybody they're a
can
third-party
use it.
company.
Yes, they are.
So anybody can call them if you need help with.
Even
now,
in third.
Yeah. Now, of course, Third has their chargeable services program.
Right, and
that
we're
sort of
going,
thing.
that's phase 2 of ours.
Right.
Will be chargeable services, which are things that are done by our employees.
Right.
These are done by vetted, background checked,
good people. They really
college
are.
students who need a little extra money, and we need the extra help.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so we're really pleased to be able to get this
Yeah,
going.
startneighboring.com. And as I said a while back, I don't know, a couple years ago or so, I interviewed Josh, and when they were kind of getting this started, and they use college students that are vetted that come in and do all kinds of different things.
Yeah, and there are all kinds of things that we never had before. For
Yeah,
instance,
yeah.
We have people who want things in gardening.
Yeah.
They love their plants, but they aren't able to do it right now. And so planting, watering plants, pulling weeds, raking and cleaning
want
up,
that.
all of these kinds of things, you can get one of these students who
Yeah.
will help you with and do. And it's better than going on one of the social media sites and you don't know who you're getting.
Yeah.
These people are all vetted and they're all background checked, and you get an hour for $25, and if it's more than an hour, it's $23 for the additional hours, and it's a 1 hour minimum. But it's really going to help us with so many different things: moving, gardening,
Yeah,
cleaning,
all kinds of different
organizing,
things.
IT help. They have people with different skills if you need help in setting up a computer or your Bluetooth or speakers.
Even during,
or
I mean, we passed the
something like
holidays,
that.
but even without the holidays, party and event help, I didn't even know they did that.
And
Food
we're
prep,
getting into spring cleaning time.
Yes.
In fact, it's still January, but we need to look ahead and see.
Yeah.
And they have people who can help with that. So
Good stuff.
I'm really excited. I'm sure Cash Akrakar, he has headed up the subcommittee task force that we've been working to do this, and I'm sure he will be on and talk more about it.
Yeah, in
as
fact,
it
he was
gets
on last,
going
I
on
think it was
through.
like last week.
Was
or
it
the
last
before.
week?
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
I thought last week was Sue.
Yeah. Oh, no, so it was a
That
week
would've been 2
before.
weeks before,
You know, he
yeah.
was on for the India Club. That's why it all
Right.
runs together
Right.
sometimes.
So anyway,
Good stuff.
we're pleased that this is finally getting out. We had promised people the first of the year, and here we are in January, and it is going out. So we're trying. We are really, really trying to get information of all kinds out to all of our residents. We recognize that it's not a simple one size fits all. There are a lot of people who don't have access to specific types of resources. How can we get to them? It's something that we on the Communications Committee work with all the time. What can we do? One more thing
Okay.
I might mention is they are going to have mini meetings, 26 of them, during the year, which are like local neighborhood, I'll call it a town hall, although it's not a town hall, get-togethers where people can come and meet directors, meet staff people, ask their questions, get the information. So there'll be more of information about those coming out. But we have scheduled 26 in the next year.
Okay.
And I think that's going to be real good.
All right, always good to see you.
Thank you.
You take
again.
care. Happy New Year again to you. Happy Lunar New Year.
There we
Starts
go.
tomorrow.
Lunar New Year.
There you go. All right, we'll be right back.